VMA 2016 to 4 winners and 3 losers from the awards show. MTV's production was messy, but at least Beyoncé came to slay. Updated by Caroline Framke on August 29, 2016, 3:17 a.m. ET at Caroline Framke. Caroline.Framke@Vox.com. Tweet share plus Beyoncé served the VMAs some much-needed lemonade. MTV few awards shows live up to their hype, but the MTV Video Music Awards have almost always been an exception to that rule. Ever since the first show in 1984, the VMAs have been good for some jaw-dropping performances, prime celebrity watching in the audience, and if they're lucky, the kinds of moments that keep people dissecting their layers for years to come. The 2016 awards were a decidedly mixed bag, though. Taking place in New York City's Madison Square Garden for the first time for decades, the VMAs have switched between slightly smaller venues in New York and LA. The production moved in fits and starts, with obvious sound and organizational issues cramping most of the performances. But there were still a few stellar, or at least noteworthy, performances, at least one of which will take its rightful place among the best the VMAs have ever had. Here are 4 winners and 3 losers from the 2016 VMAs. Winner, Beyoncé. 2016 MTV Video Music Awards. Show photo by Jason Kempin. Getty Images. Beyoncé. Winning awards and breaking records in a gold cape, like you do. Beyoncé wasn't on the original performance schedule that MTV released before the awards, but the rumors that she would appear were strong enough that by the time tennis champion Serena Williams came out to introduce her, about halfway through the show, she was already one of the most anticipated acts of the night. And given the year Beyoncé's had, between her stunning album Lemonade, her Formation tour, and her Super Bowl halftime show featuring guest house band Coldplay, it was no surprise that she crushed it. Beyoncé took the VMA stage with fire in her eyes, both figuratively and literally, thanks to the reflection of projected flames onto her face, and made it hers. She performed a full medley from Lemonade that had the entire arena on its feet within seconds. She even made sure to include some of Worsonshire's gorgeous spoken-word poetry from Lemonade's heartbroken interstitials, reminding everyone that the album is as deeply emotional as it is catchy. Beyoncé could have owned the VMAs with that performance alone, but she's Beyoncé, and so she ended it with 2 VMA wins, for Best Female Video, Hold Up, and Video of the Year, Formation, the show's highest achievement. Oh, and also, these wins bring Beyoncé total VMAs tally to 21 wins, officially breaking Madonna's previous record of 20 to make Beyoncé the most decorated VMA winner of all time. It all served as a reminder that this is Beyoncé's world, and we're just standing in it. Winner, Britney Spears. 2016 MTV Video Music Awards. Show photo by Michael Lochisano. Getty Images. Britney Spears made it work bitch and low, as it was prophesied in the Book of Celebrity Comebacks. Britney Spears returned to the VMA stage a full 9 years after the disastrous 2007 Gimme More performance that made Britney fans and skeptics alike sigh in resignation. Britney celebrated the August 26 release of her 9th album Glory by coming back to the VMAs to prove that writing her off back then was a mistake. And she succeeded, for the most part, anyway. Glory contains 17 songs, at least 10 of which are the kind of high-energy pop bangers that would have been awesome on a huge stage like Madison Square Garden. Wherefore art thou? Do you wanna come over? But Brit only performed her single, Make Me, featuring slower EDM beats and a lost extra from Grease 2 rapper G-Eazy. Britney writhed around the stage, G-Eazy and her new wave-ish backup dancers. It was, all around, fine. Also, Brit had the bad luck of performing almost immediately after Beyoncé's set practically tore down Madison Square Garden and set it ablaze. There was just no following that. Unless the follow-up was also Beyoncé. But as far as Britney's redemption story goes, it'll do. Winner, Rihanna 2016 MTV Video Music Awards. Show photo by Michael Lochisano. Getty Images. Rihanna brought it, as Rihanna is wont to do. Sure. It says something that I didn't mention Rihanna on the list of winners until now. On a night that was supposed to be primarily honoring her for winning the Video Vanguard Prize, the VMA's version of a Lifetime Achievement Award. But even as Beyoncé, Britney, Kanye, and assorted DJs fought for attention, RIH made the most of her moments. In fact, Rihanna had not one, not two, not even three, but 4 performances throughout the night. She kicked off the show with a medley including past hits like Don't Stop the Music and Only Girl in the World. Later, with her second performance, she kicked things up a notch by dancing her face off in neon to another medley including Rude Boy, Work, and What's My Name. The next time we saw her, she turned down the lights and ramped up the attitude for the 1 2 3 punch of confident, sexy as hell anthems, Needed Me, Pour It Up, and Bitch Better Have My Money. Finally, she closed out her appearance with a gorgeous rendition of 3 slower ballads, Stay, Diamonds, and Love on the Brain, that showcased her voice in a way the other, choppier medleys couldn't. But even if some of the medleys were definitely stronger than the others, RIH still proved why she was getting this award, honoring her career arc, even though she's only 28 years old. For the last decade, she's had hit after hit after hit, and as she proved at the VMAs, her performing abilities and charisma have only gotten stronger with every passing year. She also proved that she's got the music industry wrapped around her finger, including one guy in particular. Which brings us to Loser. Drake 2016 MTV Video Music Awards. Show photo by Michael Lochisano. Getty Images. A fan introduces Rihanna's Video Vanguard Award. To be clear, I'm not calling Drake a loser because he admitted to the world while introducing Rihanna's Vanguard Award that he's been in love with her since he was 22 years old. Drake is a human being. Of course Drake's in love with Rihanna. I would never dare take that away from him, since any sane person should be in the same boat. But there's no denying that Drake had a rough night from the get-go. Though he won the evening's first award, Best Hip Hop Video, for Hotline Bling, Drake missed the chance to accept it for arguably the most boring reason anyone's late to anything. He got stuck in traffic. Then, at the very end of the show, he finally strolled onto the stage in a tuxedo to present Drake's award. He earnestly gushed over the iconic being that is Rihanna, looking for all the world like he was about to drop down on one knee and make his adolescent dreams come true. Or at least reenact the final 10 seconds of any rom-com worth swooning over. Instead, he gave her the award and went in for a kiss, and he was denied. To be clear, Drake's enthusiasm for wildly talented women like Rihanna, Beyoncé, Nicki Minaj, and Serena Williams is one of his finest features. But tonight wasn't his night, and even he knew it. Winner. Kanye West 2016 MTV Video Music Awards. Show photo by Michael Lochisano. Getty Images. The Kanye show at Madison Square Garden. MTV reportedly gave Kanye 4 minutes of airtime to do whatever he wanted. And Kanye took full advantage of it, but probably not in the way the network had hoped. Though Kanye is known for delivering nakedly candid moments that keep people coming back to him for more, he used his time on the Madison Square Garden stage to basically ramble about whatever came to mind. TL. Dr. Kanye still loves Taylor Swift. Thinks his wife Kim Kardashian is AG, ranks himself amongst the likes of Truman, Ford, Jobs, but we know all this already, so at some point, Kanye's speech became less about speaking than running out the clock just for the sake of doing it. So why is he a winner, you ask? Think about it this way. For every second Kanye spent not flipping out on live television, an MTV producer quietly died just a little bit more inside. Kanye's a winner not because he was particularly interesting. Kanye's a winner because the VMAs wanted him to dance for them, but instead, he did exactly whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Still, it's a shame Kanye didn't deliver something more interesting. if only because the rest of this year's VMA production was so awkward that a shot of true strangeness would have been an incredibly welcome distraction. Loser. The Kinda Sorta Comedy Bits 2016 MTV Video Music Awards show photo by Jason Kempen, Getty Images. Jimmy Fallon as Ryan Lochte. Sure, this wasn't the first time the VMAs didn't have a host, but the awards' attempts to keep things moving without one were lackluster enough that it would be shocking to see next year's show try anything similar. All the random attempts to be funny and entertaining outside the performances instead felt stilted and confused, with bits from talented comedians like Nicole Byer and Jay Pharoah awkwardly sandwiched in between announcements of which performers would be coming next, as the comedians vamped the best they could in the venue's concrete hallways. The worst of the VMA's comedy offenses was Jimmy Fallon's Ryan Lochte impression, which began with the disgraced swimmer's denting ice blue hair and ended with Fallon making non-sequitur pop culture jokes that were purposefully bad, the better to mock Lochte's less than stellar speaking skills, but had zero wit to them outside of that premise. Not even Michael Phelps's ecstatic reactions to Fallon's full-on mockery made this bit worth it, which is saying something, because the level to which Phelps doesn't give a shit about pretending to like Lochte anymore is a truly beautiful thing. Even enlisting the hilarious Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele to commentate on the sidelines as parodies of MTV VJs felt like it boiled down to exactly one joke: social media. Am I right? That just got hammered over and over again, instead of being the embodiment of youth like it so obviously wanted. The VMAs ended up more in the territory of a try-hard dad faking his way through chaperoning prom. Loser. MTV producers. There's no two ways about it. The production of the 2016 VMAs was weird. This year marked the first time the VMAs were held in Madison Square Garden, and it showed. The entire production was jerky and stilted, the cameras unsure of how to capture the scope of the venue without shortchanging the performances. For example, when Britney's performance let the beat drop from the slower verse into the EDM chorus, the dancing kicked into high gear. But at that crucial point, the camera immediately cut back to a wide shot of her with two backup dancers. It was so far away that you could barely make them out at all. That choice is emblematic of the entire event, in which the people producing it couldn't seem to make up their minds between wanting to entertain the in-house audience or the one watching from home. Worse than that, the cameras had no idea where to focus, settling instead on a compromise of everywhere all the time always, with the lens only sometimes in focus. So even as the show made other attempts to liven up the performances, from Ariana Grande's soul cycling to Nick Jonas hopping through a diner set, it took a force of talent like Beyoncé to make the show as slick and powerful as it should have been all along. Mariah Carey's estranged older sister, Allison Carey, was arrested on a prostitution charge in Saugerties, New York, on Friday, August 26, according to reports. Allison, 55, was arrested after she solicited money from an undercover Saugerties police officer who was posing as a customer in exchange for sexual favors, the Daily Freeman reported. According to the local newspaper, Allison, who is HIV-positive, was prostituting out of an unidentified local hotel for approximately 1 week. She was advertising her services via online ads. Police are urging anyone who may have had a sexual encounter with Allison to contact their doctors. During the arrest, Allison reportedly identified herself as Mariah's sister. Saugerties Police Chief Joseph Sinagra later confirmed the claim with an internet search. Famous Sisters 1995 hit fantasy. I'm a pretty lady looking for guys who are looking to have some fun and get into a world of pleasure that other women just can't provide to you. Woman with the ability to make the earth move for you and to get you to see stars. Allison reportedly wrote, "Oh yeah, with me it's such a sweet, sweet fantasy baby. When I close my eyes I come and take you on and on. Police did not specify which website Allison listed her services on, but noted that they received a tip about the ads, which were also dated July 31st and August 15th. Mariah Carey's sister, Allison Carey, begged for her sister's help in a video released by the Daily Mail earlier this year. Allison was arraigned in Saugerties Town Court and sent to Ulster County Jail. She is due in court on Tuesday, August 30th. Earlier this year, Allison made a video plea to ask Mariah for assistance. In the clip, which was released in March by the Daily Mail, Allison begged, "Mariah, I love you. I desperately need your help. Please don't abandon me like this." The sisters, who share an older brother, Morgan Carey, have been estranged for years. Anthony Weiner, Huma Abedin to separate after sexting revelation. Clinton aide and wife of disgraced former congressman asks for privacy amid latest scandal. Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin says she is separating from her husband, Anthony Weiner, after the former congressman was accused in yet another sexting scandal. "After long and painful consideration and work on my marriage, I have made the decision to separate from my husband," she said in a statement issued Monday by Clinton's presidential campaign. "Anthony and I remain devoted to doing what is best for our son, who is the light of our life. During this difficult time, I ask for respect for our privacy." The New York Post published photos late Sunday that it said Weiner had sent last year to a woman, whom it identified only as a 40-something divorcee who lives out west and is a supporter of Donald Trump. The photos included several shots of Weiner bare-chested and two close-ups of his bulging underwear. In one of the pictures, Weiner is in bed with his toddler son while he is texting the woman. According to the Post, Weiner told the Post that he and the woman have been friends for some time. "She has asked me not to comment except to say that our conversations were private, often included pictures of her nieces and nephews and my son and were always appropriate," he told the newspaper. Twitter account deleted. Weiner didn't return a phone call, text or email from the Associated Press. Weiner deleted his Twitter account Monday. The Post didn't say how it had obtained the photographs and messages. Weiner, a Democrat from New York City, quit Congress in 2011 after it was discovered that he was sending women sexually explicit messages. Weiner ran for mayor of New York in 2013, but that bid collapsed after it was reported that he was continuing to sext women. His persistent sexting, despite the consequences, disgusted and mystified voters. Some psychology experts, while cautioning they haven't treated him, suggested his behavior smacks of extreme impulsiveness, compulsion or a form of addiction. "Impulsivity is something that a lot of people really struggle with," said Jeanette Stern, a New York therapist. "While there are various approaches people can try to change such behavior," she noted, "they have to really be willing to stop." Weiner has remained in the public eye, commenting on politics on a local cable news show. A documentary offering a cringe-inducing inside view of his mayoral campaign and its unraveling played in theaters earlier this year and is set to air on CBC's Passionate Eye on Sept-18 and Showtime this fall. Watch a clip from the documentary below. Abedin key to Clinton's campaign. Abedin, 40, is a longtime aide and confidant to Clinton who is often referred to as the candidate's second daughter. She began working for the former First Lady as a White House intern and became a trusted aide and advisor as Clinton won a seat in the Senate representing New York in 2000, ran for president in 2008 and served as President Barack Obama's Secretary of State during his first term in office. Abedin is widely expected to play an important role in a Clinton administration if the Democrat is elected president. The marital split spilled into the presidential campaign, with Trump seizing on it to accuse Clinton of bad judgment. He suggested that Weiner might have seen and spread classified information, but offered no evidence to support the allegation. Abedin has been under scrutiny during the probe into Clinton's use of a private email system while she was Secretary of State. Federal prosecutors declined to file charges in the investigation, but FBI Director James Comey said Clinton and her aides had been extremely careless in their handling of classified information.